Good Sunday morning and welcome to the show previews for week 9. Oh no, 8. It's not September yet. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself because I want it to be uh, you know, September because that's when my Medicare kicks in. September 1. That's when it kicks in. I'm officially listed as 65 and retired and all that stuff. It's great. But the mouthwash show and the other shows must go on. And today we're going to talk about them. Let's get going right into it. First off, church peer review. Today we are back on the road again after taking my friend to church after a couple weeks, and of course we go to a church and there's controversy. The preacher says some controversial stuff, and one of the Democrat tolerant left people got on there and gave him the riot act, and he handled it like a gentleman and a Christian. But I think it's funny. I went to the church the 2 weeks that all that happened. So I think it might be true that I do. I do cause chaos in some of the places I go, and I think that there's probably some evidence for that. But I try not to. This one I had nothing to do with. So anyway, we're back on the road. We're going to the Southeast Baptist Tabernacle down off of Shelby Street, and we're going to check it out. It was by request. Tyler Mitchell requested that, hey, let's go to that church. So if you have a request of a church, let me know. We'll go see it. Hopefully it's not like out in California, Camelback or whatever where Rick Warren preaches. Actually, I've been to that church and have seen Rick Warren. Wasn't doing church pew review back then, but it was a very interesting campus. All open because the weather's so good out there. It's just totally a different vibe altogether. So maybe I'll make a California run if I get rich and famous and can afford to go do one of those and do some evaluations of the California church, so the West Coast churches. So anyway, we have that today. Stay tuned. It's a 10:45 service, so 11:30, 12 o'clock live Facebook, and then I transferred over to TikTok, which hey, I finally made it to the halfway point of 1,000 followers. We're at 501 followers on there. So we're getting a couple here and there. I don't know what I'll do when I get 1,000 followers. It'll be a miracle. But anyway, so we have that. And then the rinse will be coming on at 7:30. That's Brad and Drew. And maybe they'll talk about the libertarian vote yesterday with our next show. Stephen Whitmer was the chair of the Libertarian Party here in Marion County, which was slowly fizzling out and becoming, really off, going quietly into the night. And Steve got in there and he ruffled some feathers and challenged them about their ballot access. Are we really wanting to win? Well, yesterday they had a vote. Drew was his compadre in that. He had joined the Libertarian Party as well, and they voted him out. So I'm sure they may talk about a little bit about that because Drew, really after the vote, he just sort of stormed out, and he was not a happy camper. So that'll be good on the rinse tonight. See what they got going. Then Witty Reviews. You want to tune in Tuesday because I'll tell you, he's got some content that he's going with. I did a live interview with him after it. I did go to it. It was open to the public. I'm not a libertarian. It's open to the public. I went to it, did a live video from him fresh out of the vote, and it was very interesting because they needed 14 votes out of the 22 or 1 to get him out, and they didn't count his vote when he voted. He voted for himself to stay, and when they didn't count his vote, it gave them the 14 they needed. But after the meeting, they decided, I think we were supposed to count his vote. So technically, he didn't really get kicked out, but he was ready for it. He was ready to be kicked out. So he'll have some good conversation about that. And he's always digging into questionable or some finances of some people or what some of our fine politicians that are just out there to help us and do good for us. He's digging down and finding out what the real skinny is and follow the money. He follows the money, does the live research right there in front of your eyes. Nothing, there's no secrets there. It's just like types it in and tells you, explains it. He's got a gift. He's got a gift on that. And the libertarians may not want him, but by gosh, here on the Chateau de Marcel Studio Network, we appreciate everybody's opinion, even if we don't agree with it. And as he says, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and he's a little salty at times, but tune in for that. That's 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Then Mouthwash, 9 o'clock. You want to watch this one. This is Sarah Jency Brown. It's somebody I met when she was running for the Congress against Jefferson Shreve, and she gave it a heck of a run. Only lost by a few points for somebody who had no money, got in sort of late. She really gave it a good run. Well, she has, I mean, this, you meet her and you think, oh, she's just some lady that's got 15 kids. No, that don't judge that book by the cover. In fact, she's written a book, but she is, let's put it this way, she's special because she comes up with all sorts of creative ideas. She has a homeschooling program network that helps thousands of kids. I think I'm doing that right. Uh, you know, and she's got her homestead, her farm, her house is basically a homestead where they grow their own stuff. They have their own animals. It's really I wouldn't say off the grid type of lifestyle, but it is definitely not so dependent on the mainstream culture of go to the grocery store, get all your food, go to the public school, get all your education. It's definitely not that. All of her kids, she's got 10 of her own, 5 Ukrainian kids that she adopted, all sharp as tacks. Several of those kids are entrepreneurs, and she's just amazing. So anyway, she has designed a data center and is working on that. I'm like, oh, what else? In your spare time, you did this. So I'm going to go ahead and play the preview for the show, and then I'll fill you in some more details on the backside. All right, all right. Well, one question in the chat here off of the YouTube. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We have a ton of viewers on Facebook, but YouTube is a little thin, and I think we're doing much better. I see 2 that are watching on YouTube. That's great, and commenting live because if you comment on YouTube, you'll only see YouTube, I believe. I don't think you see all the Facebook ones. So, but they all come in my feed over here, and I see them all, but I can see where they're coming from. It even comes in from X, but they're not all in the same category, I do not believe. But there's a question here about the Indy 11 and Ozdemir's dream of, yeah, that one's, unless we get a new mayor that's really wanting to push this and some other folks. And I have met Ozdemir before, and he's not a warm and fuzzy guy. I'm sorry. He's not. So he's sort of ruffled some feathers, and in his deal, he wanted to have 20% ownership. And the CIB, that let's put this, they said no bueno. We're not giving you 20%. They don't give the Simons any percentage of the ownership of the building at the Bainbridge Field House. Ursay's do not get any ownership of the Lucas Oil Stadium. And I believe that the Simons have to pay for the maintenance or some portion of the field house with their deal. So he comes in and he says, hey, I want 20% and this and that. And they say, guess what? You can take your ball and go. So Diamond Chain, the old Diamond Chain site over there is now an overflow parking for the Indians and whatever else is going on downtown. It's fairly close to Lucas Oil, so they can use it for parking, but that's an awful expensive parking lot. They paid a few dollars to get that Diamond Chain and tear it down, and it's now a gravel parking lot. But anyway, that answers that question, and appreciate you tuning in on that. I do believe that some of our YouTube viewers come over from Witty Show. We've pretty much co-mingled and cross-pollinated, what I call it, cross-pollinated our podcast. So a lot of folks watch all 5 shows. So, and that's how we grow it. That's how we grow it. And we try to give, a diverse viewpoint on things, and that brings me to Nicole Kapusinski. Yeah, Nicole's got to be impressed because I always just say Nicole Caps, Kaps, and that's how we came up with a name, or I came up with the name for her, Nicole in all caps with a K, because she's outspoken up in Madison County. And man, you think Madison County, just a little old county out there in rural Indiana, and man, they got some drama going out there at all times. If you watch her show, she does a lot of local stuff in Madison County. A lot of it's environmental. A lot of it is, some of it is political, and some of the good old boys network up there, and how she's fighting the good fight. So she'll go into that stuff. She loves doing podcasts, obviously. She's got about 4 or 5 of them. But the other one she has is for veterans. It's on Saturday morning at 9, and that is the Veterans Coffee Hour. And so you'll tune into that if you're a veteran. If you're not a veteran, support our veterans. It's all good. So hey, we have it going on here at Chateau de Mars Hill Studio. So catch our shows today. Later on, if you go on to, I do the Facebook Live off of my personal, which will go to Instagram and to Threads. That's crazy that all these different platforms we must have these days to get out there. But across our platforms, we have quite a decent viewership, and then our live shows. We've been having more people on, and I always love to see the chat and the people talking in the chats. Yeah, this is Rocky and Bullwinkle. Says, hey, Rocky, you want to see me pull a rabbit out of my hat? Nothing up a sleeve. Presto. Ooh, better get a new hat. so yeah, I'm a big, obviously, Bullwinkle fan. And it's funny, Eskenazi, the hospital down there. Well, I was friends with, actually, I worked for Sid Eskenazi back in the 80s for a short minute. And his son, David Eskenazi, he's, one of the smartest guys I ever met. Went to Michigan, went to law school. He's a smart guy. He's in charge of the Eskenazi Empire now. But for 10 years, David had on his answering machine. Now I'm going back. I'm dating myself a little bit here. But from about 1987 to probably 2000, David had on his answering machine me doing Rocky and Bullwinkle, telling people, hey, this is Rocky. Hey, leave a message after the beep. And so, that's just sort of fun stuff. So anyway, thanks for noticing. I do love the Bullwinkle. And if you could, hey, Matt, if you could tell me what college Rocky or what Bullwinkle went to in the things, I will make sure you get a mouthwash t-shirt. If you could tell me which college. Now, if you don't answer right away, I'm going to say you Googled it because you Googled it. But anyway, I'll give you a second to do it if you can't get it. So, but nope, time's up. I gotta go. So I can't be giving you all this time. It's What's the Matter You? What's the Matter University? I'm like, really? Who these people are like that made this cartoon back in the day? I loved it when I was a kid, but I didn't understand it. A lot of it was stemmed from the Cold War. Boris and Natasha, we are killing moose and squirrel tonight. And some of the, Mr. Peabody and some of the shows, the things were on there. Great show. Anyway, I digress. Let's get out of here. It's time to go. Got to go to church today, do the church pew review. So check it out. And if you are on the Tiki-Talkie, make sure you follow me. I'm trying to get to 1,000. But I do think I can go live there now, but I'm not sure. I haven't really tried it. Yeah, no. Well, good. I'm glad I didn't give it away. So it's What's the Matter You? What about the song? I don't the intro is just sort of like Rocky flying up on a thing and jumping off and sailing down, and the Bullwinkle's moving the water around, so Rocky goes into the thing. But I don't know the song, the Bullwinkle song. You got me on that one. But anyway, maybe we'll just do a whole segment on Rocky and Bullwinkle someday, and you can get educated on the Rocky and Bullwinkle because it's a great cartoon. It's just great. So anyway, hey, thanks for tuning in this morning, and we'll see you on the shows. And let's go. Come on. Oh, I got to find a way to get out of this. Oh, there it is. See ya.